Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. Good morning, YouTube family. How are you? I hope everyone's doing wonderful. I hope everyone has a wonderful day today. And I also hope that you got good, meaningful sleep. Jumping right into this, the spiritual powers of fasting. Definitely want to bring awareness to the benefits that it has. It's been around for ages. They even wrote this in a good book. You feel what I'm saying? So getting a little spiritual on you guys. Never religious, always spiritual. So the spiritual powers of fasting. Fasting has been used for spiritual powers for thousands of years because it does something very specific. What it does specifically is that it weakens the voice of the flesh so that the voice of the spirit becomes more clearer. Let me say this once more. It weakens the voice of the flesh. Our flesh is basically this right here, flesh. This is the flesh. This is on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Fleshly desires. So that the spirit becomes clear. We all know what spirit is. And if you don't know what spirit, everyone has a spirit. It opens up clearness. You're more aware. Your thought patterns are more pure. You can get things out much more faster and clearer when you don't have a lot of clutter on yourself. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of unnatural energy that we take on by the foods that we eat, the things that we drink, and even our surroundings and the people that we're around, which is very powerful. Which is very, very powerful, as well as you know, the toxicity clears everything out. This isn't symbolic, it's experimental. Let me say this one more time. This isn't symbolic, it's experiential. Let me clear it up again. Experiential. Look it up. So basically, what fasting does spiritually, number one, it quiets noise. You know, when you have a lot of things coming at you and your brain is just filled with different types of internal and external things coming at your spirit, it quiets it. You know, food constantly stimulates desire, comfort, and distractions. When you fast, stimulation stops. So that fleshly desire to be comfortable by eating comfort foods, when you're stressed out, also too, eating distractions, it's basically a distraction. Certain foods were made for us to eat it and to be distracted by giving the feeling of comfort. You know what I'm saying? That's what our body craves, comfort, and our bodies don't like to be uncomfortable. So, yeah. Silence also appears. The silence is not emptiness; it's space. And when you get up there in age, you have a craving for space, a natural space. I'm not talking about a space to where you can basically do whatever you want, and this is this and that, it's that. Nah, it's like it's a natural space where you can gain or get in tune with your surroundings and be more mindful of your spiritual needs. You know, two, it restores authority over self. When you're dealing with self mastery, it's giving you back your authority of your whole being, your spirit, your soul, and your physical. Every urge you don't obey strengthens inner authority, not control, command. Spirit over impulse. So we as human beings have impulses all the time. You know what I'm saying? And when you get into the fasting stage, your spirit kicks in, you know, to help you with some of the impulses that we do have as imperfect human beings. Also gives clarity, confidence, discernment, self-respect. That's something that discernment is a big one for me, because I was born with some of my gifts. Like, we all have gifts. One of mine is discernment and intuition. I'm very, very good with it, and it's gotten me in many great places in my life. Even being aware of certain things that are gonna go on or gonna happen. I've been heavily into discernment and intuition. Also too, it gives you self-respect. It's also linked to self-respect, actually. So keep that in mind. It sharpens discernment. Like I was just saying, that one of my gifts is discernment. When hunger fades, intuition increases. People often report clear knowing, conviction without anxiety, truth standing out without effort. Say that one more time. People often report clear knowing, conviction without anxiety. So if you're a person that has high anxiety, fasting may be helpful to you. And also truth standing out without effort. When the truth stands out, sometimes the truth can be hard to decipher, and you have to go searching for it. But in this case, with fasting, the truth stands out. You know what I mean? You don't have to go searching for the truth. It hits you right there, because it's the knowing that you bring to your body, because your body's not cluttered and your mind is clear and your anxiety is down. So yeah, this is why prophets, monks, and seekers fasted before decisions. So if you have decisions making, you don't want to make a rational decision, or a decision that you may regret, or a decision that's based off of emotions, there you go. You have an important decision to make. Try fasting. Maybe that may help work for you. You know what I mean? 4, it exposes what's been buried. If you have a lot of things buried deep down in your soul, deep down in your spirit, it basically brings it to the forefront, and you're forced to face with it, because your system is more clearer. You're much more lighter. Your intuition and your decision making is heightened. Beautiful things, beautiful. Food can numb emotions. Fasting removes the buffer. When you do emotional eating, you know what I'm saying, it gives you the comfort, but it also numbs your emotion, because you can't really deal with your emotions. You're letting food and stuff like that deal with your emotions. So that's another reason why fasting has spiritual benefits. Also, old thoughts, grief, or insight may surface, not to punish you, but to be released. So if something rises and passes, that's healing, and that's a good thing. We want healing. That's what we're striving to do, heal. A lot of us down here are emotionally hurt. We have past traumas, past life traumas, and current traumas that we all go through. And at some point in your life, you're gonna need healing, unless you just go around here and you just don't have no feelings or anything like that. If it realigns desire, fasting resets what you crave. If you've been craving things that are toxicity to your body, drugs, cigarettes, food, drinking alcohol, things of that sort of nature, and doing immoral things that you shouldn't be doing, it definitely resets that. After fasting, simplicity satisfies. Excesses lose appeal. Purpose feels louder. This is why people say fasting brings them back to themselves. Wouldn't you love to come back to yourself? Maybe you're losing it right now, or you're losing your way. That would be a great way to come back to yourself and come back to your senses, because then that way you'll be able to see a lot more clearly. You feel me? Break time. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. If you like content like this, you're trying to arise yourself, you're trying to find out how to make yourself better and things that will benefit you, definitely please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification bells. Back to the program. This is why people say fastings bring them back to themselves, which is great. So briefly, just a faith-based view. Across traditions, Christianity, fasting humbles the soul and draws one closer to God. So if you're trying to get closer to God and you're trying to get things done, go for it. Islam, fasting purifies intentions and strengthens God consciousness. Judaism, fasting opens repentance and spiritual clarity. Buddhism, fasting reduces attachment and sharpens awareness. Different languages, same mechanisms. So it's all within the same. You got different traditions and different cultures and stuff like that. It's all leads to the same mechanism. So why power comes from fasting? Spiritual power isn't force. It's an alignment. Basically, when you're trying to line stuff up, you're trying to make things come into place. Like, when the body is no longer demanding, the will becomes undivided. That's power. I'm gonna say that a little bit slower again. Spiritual power isn't force, it's alignment. When you're trying to align things together, when the body is no longer demanding, the will becomes undivided. The more that we eat, the more that our body demands, because the ingredients is forcing us to crave things, and it's forcing us to be or forcing us to fiend for certain things. You get what I'm saying? When the body is no longer demanding, it will be undivided. That's power. That's where your power comes at. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more about this. Let's go deeper into the powers that fasting can bring and the spiritual benefits that you have for it. Signs that is working: stillness feels natural, water tastes sweet or alive. Living off experience with that one. Water tastes very, very sweet. So when you start to practice fasting, you notice you're gonna notice that water, it tastes very, very sweet. I wouldn't advise anyone to go on a all dry fast, because your kidneys need it and your body is 80% water. So I wouldn't advise doing that. So this is basically really, really true about the taste sweet or alive. You know what I mean? It will happen. It's gonna feel weird too, really, really weird, that when you drink water, when it hits your tongue, it's like a different feeling. You also have peace without needing answers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out here craving for peace because they got a lot of nonsense going on in their life, stuff that they try not to deal with or shouldn't have to deal with anymore at this time. So peace without needing answers, and strength without tension. These are the markers of inner coherence, which is very, very great. And those are a couple of signs that it's working. So this will be basically a gentle warning, which is very important. Fasting is not about punishment, proving, or escape. If it becomes harsh or ego-driven, power drains instead of grows. True fasting produces humility, calm, compassion, and clarity. True fasting produces humility, calm, compassion, and clarity. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. I love bringing these meaningful topics to you guys. You know what I'm saying? This is not no bullshit content. You know what I mean? If you really trying to step into your power and make yourself strong, physically, mentally, and spiritually, definitely there are some benefits, physically and spiritually, in the power of fasting. So please tap in, guys. I'm out here trying to bring awareness and trying to help people find their way in the spiritual world, because we in for some shit, man. You can see the things that are happening. We all need to be strong. We all need to tap into our own creativity, our own power. So with that being said, peace. I'm out.